What up, fam? Yes, it's Tuesdays with Tawana. Your girl is here in the building. Tawana, aka Rev T, your host, curator, community builder, thought provoker, whatever it is. We're here joining together uh, just to go over a few guidelines, if you will. Comment, feel free, we'll engage, say what you feel, what's say on your heart. We love to be honorable and respectful, of course. And if there are some moments where you have some hard questions, feel free to ask. You could hit me up on a private message. But thank you for joining. Hey, Mother Carolyn, what's up, brother? Thank you for joining on this week. I'm so grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Angela, what's up? What's up? Love to see y'all. Love to see y'all. What's up, Tammy? In the building. Yes, yes, my beautiful niece. Oh, I owe you something too. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, so anyway. Yeah, so let's get started. Let me just share this on to my Tuesdays with Tawana page. And yeah, let's get this going. Let's get this going. We have a lot to talk about on today. So thank you for joining Community Vicky in the building. What's up? Yes, peep in. I appreciate it. Can't stay long. It's okay. I love you to life. Love you to life. Love you to life, my sister. Yes. So yeah, just a little plug before we get started. Got my swag on today, my Faith Full Stop collection. You can go to teespring.com/stores/ Tuesdays with Tawana to get your swag, different types of designs. And this is from the Full Stop collection. So I'm so grateful. This is full stop because it's faith, period. I am, period. And other statements, period. Full stop. That's what it's all about today. So, oh yes, go ahead and order your shirt, Vicky. Order it. All of the proceeds are going to pay for me for tuition. I'm so grateful. Thank you to all of those who've been inboxing me. Thank you, Mother, for wearing your at the table shirt with your pearls and your chucks. You better go ahead with your fly cute self. Um, so yeah, thank you all. This right now, and forgive my voice. I'm feeling great. But usually the day or two after chemo, I had treatment on yesterday, and it just does something to my vocal cords and my voice. So it'll get a little raspy unintentionally here and there. So yeah, that's what it is. But a quick update about school. As many of you know, I am a PhD candidate with expected to graduate or cross or earn that doctoral degree in July of this year. And so I am paying for tuition, and thanks be to God, my tuition was $4,000 for this semester, and we are down to $1,000. I have to pay for my own tuition. That's for a whole nother broadcast about Black women and first generation PhDers and all that. So we'll talk about that. What's up, Cordio in the building? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, Rev T in the building. In the building. So yeah, so we're down to $1,000 because I got a $200 gift a couple of weeks ago and a $100 gift the other day. So before this broadcast, it was $1,300. So my balance is $1,000 to be paid by the end of February, and we are going to get there. Whether it's by donation, Venmo, PayPal, I'll put all of that in the comments later. But we're going to get there, and we're going to do this PhD journey together. What up, Tony, in the building? Yes, thank you for being here. Shantae, what's up, Tay? Good to see you, Queen. Um, So let's just take a moment as we uh, begin the broadcast. You know, it's a lot going on. We got President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris in the building, making some serious changes. We are grateful for the transgender bill that was signed. We are grateful for the Muslim ban. The We got rid of the Muslim ban. We are so grateful, just grateful for all the things that are happening immediately. It's just really unfortunate that with every president that we have to go through this trauma. It is trauma for the BIPOC community because we don't know if we're welcomed. If we're not, are we going to build a wall? Are we not? Is it going to be a Muslim ban or not? Or the LGBTQIA plus community going to be beloved? So, I mean, it's just so much. So let's just hold space for everybody and show love for everybody. What's up, Smoky Girl? Darlene Jones in the building today. Thank you for joining us. So let's get started. I actually wrote down some notes this time. It was so much going through my heart and my mind for this particular broadcast beginning on Sunday. Um, oh, great. Mother Carolyn says, praise God for gifts and education. Yes, Lord. Yes, and supporting this Black woman right here, unapologetically. Black woman pursuing her Ph.D. about Black women, about Black women's voices, about fighting anti-Black racism in mostly white spaces for the liberation of the oppressed and the oppressor. So we're rocking. We doing this together, y'all. What's up, Jules? I just gave you a nickname, Julie. Jules, what's up, Lindsay? My warrior in Denver. Well, not necessarily in Denver. Aurora. What's going on? What's going on? Good to see you. I love shouting you out because it just inserts your name, and not only in this space and in this community, but when I speak your name, I am speaking life. I am speaking health. I am speaking wholeness. I am speaking covering. I am speaking love and virtual hugs and all of that good stuff. So it's an honor that you are here, and it's an honor that I get to speak your name. So let's get started. Let's get started. So yesterday I had treatment on yesterday. So if I'm a little, y'all know I go through this chemo and steroids. Jeanette, hola, Bella. Oh, how are you? One of our time's most amazing, powerful activists of the year. A couple of years ago, she is in the building today. I love you, Jeanette. Love you so, so much. Larry said President Biden is getting ready to sign the racial equity bill. Wow. Okay. 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 Oh, okay. I got you, Darlene. So there's a few things that I wrote down that I wanted us to explore and talk about today. And so I had treatment on yesterday. And, I post and I post that I'm having treatment. I post how I feel. And there were times when y'all heard me vent on Facebook Live, and there are times when I bring joy. Hopefully, I feel joy, so I hope I'm sharing it. And yes, black and brown together, baby. That's what we do. That's what we do. So I post just to share the journey, to share this metastatic breast cancer journey. Every 3 weeks, I'm in for chemotherapy, and it takes a toll on my body. So I don't think of myself, oftentimes people will label you, right? And Audre Lorde kind of shut that down and was like, listen, if you don't define yourself for yourself, you'll be crunched into other people's fantasies and eaten alive. So they'll define you the way they want to. So it's so important to know who we be, what we bring to this world, how we want to show up in this world, how we present ourselves in this world, in our communities, to our families. So I don't necessarily consider myself an influencer. I'm struggling with that term. And maybe we'll talk about that on another broadcast. But I consider myself, and I said it in my introduction today, I consider myself a thought provoker, because we're here to agitate. We're here to shake up some stuff that we have been taught, not by our own Black and brown communities, but we've been taught by white capitalism and supremacy and privilege, and all of that is rooted there. So being a thought provoker and an agitator is really to talk about these things, that epistemological curiosity that we've been talking about, like how you be, who you be. Talk to me, tell me your story, and I'll tell you my story. We talk about dignity working both ways. So I don't really consider myself an influencer. I'd rather consider myself a thought provoker or an agitator, because we are breaking down some misnomers and some norms that we have been taught for many, many years. And we need to now redefine that, reimagine it, co-create something new. This America is an America that has never been. So we have an opportunity to create something that has never been, something out of nothing, right? Because we're talking about, going back to, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back, because it's full of hate, it's full of misogynoir and misogyny and racism and sexism and xenophobia and all of the other things. It includes 140 something people that were unjustly killed, black and brown folk last year, that were killed without recourse, without justice, whether no charges were brought or charges weren't brought in the grand jury. And then when there were charges brought, they were found not guilty. So these things, I don't want to go back. I want to move forward. I want to move forward. What's up, Amber? I was just thinking about you the other day with Faith Journey. I'm actually going to do a segment on Faith Journey. Maybe you could join me and talk about it. Thank you for sharing yourself with us. Thank you. You are so welcome. Peace and blessings. I love you, Amber. So I don't want to go back. I want us to move forward. And when we move forward, being a thought provoker, my question for you today is, what brings you joy? Here I am fighting for my life every single day. Every day I am fighting for my life, mind, body, and spirit. Chemotherapy is probably the worst treatment that they could have for, it might be even worse than the cancer itself. I don't know, because the treatment is working, thank you, God. But it comes along with so much, so many different, you got to take mood enhancers or balancers and take chemotherapy. And then the steroids got to come along with the chemotherapy. And I was on an immunotherapy, but it lasted for a year for me. And then my body just rejected it. Other people are on immunotherapies for years. And then how did I find out about the immunotherapy? It wasn't like they told me, because immunotherapies are for certain hospitals. It's not like they have this clinical trial, right? The immunotherapy, once it's approved by the FDA, is available everywhere. I don't know if it's so much available to us and people that look like me, because breast cancer, we're still dying at exponential rates. But when I decided and I opted to risk doing the clinical trial, I was told by someone else about a clinical trial that was not offered at the hospital that I was in. So I had to switch hospitals. And we're talking about, it's not just switching hospitals down the road. We're talking about an oncologist, a hematologist, an ear, nose, and throat doctor. We're talking about a primary care physician. The list goes on and on and on. So I had to switch my whole team in order to save my life. And it's that same immunotherapy that you see on commercials now. If you haven't noticed it, it's called Keytruda. Keytruda originally was specifically for lung cancer, because there are different types of chemotherapy for different types of cancer. Some people get a shot, some people have treatment for short term, some for long term, in terms of different. So Keytruda was a clinical trial, and that's what I was on, and it was approved by the FDA because it worked for the majority of the participants in the study. It didn't work for me. I fell in that group. It worked. My treatment worked for 96% of the people who were on that treatment, and of course, Tawana fell in the 4%. Right? So, how do we have access to these things? So I say all that to say, what brings you joy? So in the midst of all of that and switching doctors and doing just a whole bunch of other stuff that we just can't get into on this broadcast, but what brings you joy? And what brings me joy, I had to learn to set my intentions. What are intentions? When you are thinking about something and you are setting a goal, not goals like materialistic goals or goals of this nation, but goals for self. In order for you to set goals for yourself, you have to know yourself. You got to know what feeds your spirit and what brings you joy. It might be something as simple as seeing the sunrise in the morning. It might be something as simple as hearing a family member's voice. It might be something simple as coloring in a coloring book like I did last night. It might be something simple as just getting rest, not sleep, but truly rest. It might be something as simple as taking a deep breath in the morning and thanking God for another day. It might be something that brings you joy, thinking about the memories of the loved ones that you have lost, who are now either resting or in everlasting life, depending on what you believe in. Joy, joy, joy. What brings you joy? Maybe this broadcast brings you joy. Maybe seeing other people on this feed brings you joy. Maybe just sitting at home and working from home and being able to take that break brings you joy. Maybe having a glass of wine brings you joy. What brings you joy in the middle of this pandemic, both COVID, both racism? We had to deal with a whole new regime of people in public office, only to hope and wait with bated breath that in 4 years we don't have to go through this turnaround again. What brings you joy? Something that just fills your spirit and speaks to your heart and then changes your mind, because other people will say the big C, and I'm going to call out cancer, because we are not going to hide behind this disease that is killing us exponentially. It is silence, it is shame, it is all of those things that get us killed. Just like with domestic violence, we got to call it out and bring it out there. So people know about immunotherapy. People know about advocating for themselves. People know about being a part of a group and sharing information that they may not have, and storytelling and letting all this stuff out and not holding it in so that the cancer has something to feed off of. I gotta release. Sometimes you just gotta scream. Sometimes you just gotta sing. Sometimes you just gotta write and journal. What brings you joy that is antithetical to what the world is trying to tell you that joy is? The world did not give me this joy, and the world can't take it away. I define who I am. I define the joy in the middle of metastatic breast cancer. You would think that I'll be angry because I go every 3 weeks, and then I'm tired sometimes, and then I'm hyper other times, and then I have pain other times, and then I got to call the doctor. And it's not just calling the doctor, because then they got to send me here to run this test because they want to make sure that the cancer didn't metastasize. What brings you joy? What brings me joy is talking to Dink on the phone, and when we FaceTime, and when he answers the FaceTime call, he is just smiling and his cheeks just light up. And he says, "Hi, Mima," and we can talk about anything. We talk about school, we talk about exercise, we talk about gaming, we talk about music, we talk about jokes, we talk about his debates, we talk about whatever. What brings me joy is when we FaceTime my daughter at 10:30 at night, and I just told Eric she was going to bed. He decided to call her. He and I were in a silly mode. She wasn't having it. She turned off all her lights. So all we saw was this black square, because she wasn't stunting us. She wasn't feeling. That brings me joy. Joy. Every time I say that, I think about coming to America. Y'all know I always got to insert a joke in there somewhere when they were in the church service and they were like, joy. Anyway, so what brings you joy? That's my question. So for the next few minutes, I want to shift gears a bit because I also want to posit this information. And you know what? Yeah, Mama Lovey, hey, Mama Lovey, list what brings you joy. I may not be able to see them or read them all because these are my glasses to help protect my eyes from the screen, not necessarily my reading glasses, but put in the system what brings you joy. Hey, James. Oh, good to see you. What's up, Pastor Mike is in the building. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love my community. Love my village. Love my tribe. But what brings you joy? Put it in the comments while I'm shifting gears for a moment because I do need help with something. We hear about this thing called where is it? Cancel culture. I don't know what that is. I'm 50. I see it. I'm on Twitter. I see it. I have no idea what it is. So if someone knows the definition of cancel culture, please please say it. Please help me to understand because I'm not trying to cancel culture. I'm not trying to cancel my locks and my dark skin and my New York lingo and the way I dress and the people that I roll with, the people that I rock with, the conversations that we have, the style that everyone else wants. I'm not trying to cancel my aesthetics. I'm not trying to cancel none of that. I'm not trying to cancel the love that I have for community and for family and for taking care of one another because that's what we do. I'm not trying to cancel culture. What I am trying to cancel, and again, somebody help me out with this cancel culture thing because it just gets to me. I don't know if you could tell, like my body is just like, ugh, I can't stand it. But what I do want to cancel, one, is using the term minority. Let's cancel that because I'm not a minority up in this piece. I'm a majority. I'm a queen. I'm divine. Ain't nothing minor about me. As a matter of fact, if you want to just talk about numbers, because oftentimes in this nation and in this white supremacist culture, they think here. So they think numbers. So even if you want to talk about numbers, we actually outnumber. When you put the collective together, BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color, we are in greater number. So please let's stop using the word minority. And we can use a little work on the acronym as well. Because the reason why we need the acronym is because when you say people of color, Black and First Nation Indigenous people get lost in that term. So we had to separate Black and Indigenous First Nation folk to identify who we are because as Dr. Allen shared with me the other day, I can't think of the young lady's name, and I think I may have said it on the last broadcast, that we are the most and the longest marginalized and oppressed and abused group in this nation. So we got to separate that. We didn't come here on, to LSI. That's a whole nother broadcast. So we do BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, people of color. Right? So minority, we scratching that. We're getting rid of that. At least I am. I don't use it. Another thing I want us to cancel. We're all on this grind, right? And I get it. Black women are the largest growing entrepreneurs in this nation. Black women are the largest the largest group that's earning their PhDs. The list just goes on and on and on. And we are grinding. We are definitely grinding. But as we are grinding, we gotta rest. Don't let this culture kill us. We're not trying to do things in a way where we're working 14, 16, and I've been there. I've been there. We got to have some time for rest. And again, I said earlier, rest, it includes sleep, but rest also includes resting your mind, body, and spirit and doing that thing that brings you joy. whether it's reading a chapter of a book, whether it's reading a daily inspirational, whether it's an inspirational book, whether it's taking a moment and going for a walk. We can't do that too often with COVID, but we might be able to do it in some communities that we live in. Or it might be calling a friend just to say, I love you. You are on my mind. And we need to do that more often. It might be whatever it is, we got to incorporate that with the grind, because we're not about to let the grind kill us. It's not happening. It's not happening, beloveds. So we got to cancel that grind culture by itself in isolation. We need to add rest and that self-care that's beyond the materialism and the capitalism. We got to add rest and self-care that includes breath, that includes prayer, that includes faith, that includes compassion, that includes hope, that includes peace, and whatever that looks like for you, and not letting other people define what that is for you. Another thing, so what I don't want to do is cancel culture. Nah, all of that is a part of my culture and who I be as this black woman showing up unapologetically, speaking truth to power, preaching or loving and laughing and being silly. Those who know me, I'm silly. I love playing jokes and or saying jokes, and I love singing. My children got me singing lessons, and of course I have something due today, but this voice, they just gonna have to get this hoarse, raspy voice today. But I want us to think about this whole canceling culture thing. That's what I want to think about. Got to put on my reading glasses because I see a lot of folk engaging, and we're closing, and it'll be great to close out with your voice and your thoughts. Oh, James, I guess you better cite where you getting information from, my brother. That's right. Cancel culture refers to the popular practice of withdrawing support or canceling public figures and complaints after they have done or said or considered objectionable or offense. It's generally discussed as being performed on social media in the form of group shaming. Thank you. Uh, Cancel culture is when racist and privileged people feel they are losing power. Pastor, that was Reverend C. Pastor Mike says cancel culture is when colonizers imagine that they are oppressed when someone calls them out or tunes them out. My God. What's up, cuzzo? Alex is in the building. Oh my goodness. This is what fueled the mob. The idea that they won't have a country anymore, feel that they are not going to be the majority in charge. That's right. That's right. Tamika, confessions of my niece, worked until 1:30 last night. And sometimes we got to do that. There's no shaming on this call. Sometimes that got to happen. Sometimes you're in a groove. Sometimes I'm in a writing mode and I got to get it done because then I don't have to get it done tomorrow, or I balance that out somewhere. So I offer you balance. I offer you a space where grind and self-care is no shaming, because sometimes we gotta grind. We gotta grind to eat. I gotta grind to live. I gotta watch what I eat. I gotta exercise. I gotta watch what I do. My countenance, my peace. So Pastor Kimberly is in the building. Black girl magic is real, but it is burnout and disease. But so is real, but so is burnout and disease. Absolutely. So we talk about this black girl magic, black woman mysticism, right? We got to be careful because we don't want it to become burnout and disease where we're grinding to live up to this black excellence. Black excellence is right here, right there in this feed. And it includes black excellence includes rest. Black excellence includes self-care. That's what's excellence about it. The black excellence is not me conforming to a system that doesn't love me anyway, conforming to a system that's capitalistic, conforming to a system that we built on our backs for free and we're not even reaping the benefits for it. So, yeah. Smoky girl, I am joyful when God allows me to live every single day so I can see and hear my beautiful sons and grandchildren. Amen. Pastor Holmes, good to see you. Yes, rest is divine. It is divine. My niece said did get spiritual time in between workout time, between that work time. Good for you. Yes. Jeanette said, yes, include it all. That's right. That's right. Mama Lovey says, silly dancing to wake up everybody with Harold Melvin to get my 1,000, 10,000 steps in for the day. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want to close with this. I want to just posit this information, and maybe we'll pick up on it on next week's conversation. But reconciliation, they're talking about reconciliation with, Democrats, Republicans, and those to the left, to the right, conservatives, liberals, blah, 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 blah. There can be no reconciliation without some form of conciliation from white people, which includes apology, which includes reparations, which includes supporting Black businesses and Black and brown communities and recycling Black dollars in the communities and improving our schools and making sure that our public office officials represent their communities. So we cannot talk about reconciliation because reconciliation, I can't get you to be sorry. I can't get you to apologize. I can create a space that's warm. I can create a space that's sacred, right? But I can't make you be sorry. I can't make you apologize. I can't make you reconcile with me. It's so I don't want to cancel reconciliation. Being the Christian that I am, I am a Christian, and I'm a universalist Christian. Did I just make up a term? I don't know. So, hey, Odessa. Yes, it's okay. No worry about being late. You can always catch the rebroadcast on Facebook Live or on any of the YouTube or the podcast channels. But I really just want us to have a conversation about this reconciliation, because I'm not reconciling with people who don't want to reconcile, who want to reconcile for all the unjust reasons, so that they, as someone said in the feed, so that they can be the power and control over this nation. So they're going to play a reconciliation game with me because we're voting, and we're voting with power. So they want to say all the right things so we can vote for them, and then when they get into office, they do something totally different. I don't want to hear any talk anymore. I want to see some dollars flowing in our communities. I want to see libraries and gyms in our schools. I want to see teachers get paid more. We can't even pay them what they're worth. I want to see that happen. I want to see communities that have been redlined and gentrification to stop. All of that. When that happens, then we can talk about reconciliation. I'm Rev T. I'm Tawana. I'm your host and your curator for Tuesdays with Tawana. Thank y'all for rocking with me today. Thank you for not leaving me out here all alone. Thank you for your beautiful, beautiful comments. I truly appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Don't forget to get your swag from Tuesdays with Tawana. I will post it in the link on later on today. Oh, let me close with my brother. Yeah. Black women are bringing me joy. I love going on Facebook. I love going on Facebook and seeing my sister, Dr. Tawana Davis, speaking and seeing us harness our power and finally being listened to. Thank you, brother. And thank all of you, because I see you. I see you. And thank you for seeing me and hearing me. Thank you. I love y'all. I love y'all. Each and every one of y'all. See y'all next Tuesday, 2:00 Eastern Time. Yo, I'm out. Peace and love to all of you. Let's do this thing.